Hi everybody, Lee Muse here, Ford Aero Solutions. Gonna walk everybody through our driver driver app over here for dispatch and scheduling, and then scheduling on this right hand side here is our admin view, back office view. We've got menu down the left hand side. We're going to be focusing on the schedule menu today. So you can see there's a couple different options here. We've got a tab for run coverage planning, viewing schedules, viewing trip history, and viewing time off requests, things like that. So first thing I'm going to do is select the domicile to work with. Select one of your domiciles, all your domiciles. You got flexibility there. To create these runs, basically, obviously, run coverage planning, we're trying to make sure we have our runs covered. So as you can see, we've created a run here, named it, put in the information. This is unassigned, so we've just put some placeholders here and a placeholder for mileage. And I'll show you where the drivers can update that information as they're dispatching, or you can come in and update it for them. So it looks like we said we are going to run these days, but we don't have drivers scheduled. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pick some drivers here to fill out the week. Okay, so we've got somebody scheduled now. So this is really your baseline schedule. So if you know you're going to be putting the same drivers on the same days and in the same truck for the most part, that's what you would do. You save that, and then you can schedule. Basically, you'd schedule that run for the week. Pushes it out. But if that schedule changes, which we know it does, somebody calls off. I know we had an example here where Mr. Holmes needed to go to the dentist on August 9th. That was approved by his manager. So on his schedule, he's going to see that in green, that he put in the time off request that did get approved. As you can see, he's got another time off request the following Wednesday that has not yet been approved. But if we see those time off requests, we can come back here to the run coverage planning and say, okay, on the 9th for this run, we need to take Sherlock Holmes out, put in Indiana Jones. He can run in his truck. It's on that run by just simply clicking it, selecting a new driver. Obviously, if the driver has been slotted for another run that same day, it shows up in red. If it's a short spot, something slip seating, there's things where you can select that driver or that tractor, even though it's in red. But we just are trying to highlight which things have been put on the schedule for that day for you. So that gives you kind of an overview. Other thing here is we can view schedules. So we can look and see for this driver what's been scheduled. We can see this information. We can copy things out from here. If we need to send it to the driver or send it to line haul, we can make changes, all those type of things. So if you're not having your drivers use the app here for dispatching, you can come back in behind them, finish the runs for them this way. You can also do that here by saying, okay, let's go back a week. Let's come back here and say, okay, I know this guy ran this day. He just didn't do it on the app, so I'm just gonna mark him as finished. Now those claimed miles come through here. If the driver's doing it, what they're going to do is come over here to trips. And as you can see, he's completed his outbound trip. He's returning to his home domicile. So he's got credit or claimed miles for the outbound trip. And now he's coming back. So basically what happens when they go to start those trips is it'll have them verify, especially for the unassigned where we have those placeholders. It'll have them verify what they're doing, have them verify the mileage, obviously if the tractor changes, and then we want to collect this trailer information as soon as possible because we all know how important that is. If we miss a leg, we need to get paid on the settlement. So that's how they start the trip. Now that he's in progress, do the pre-trip form. Go back in there and see. We had one here. You can see kind of an overview of the form here. You can go to view form. Okay. Also, I think it just took a second to come through, but the pre-trip form, if you have completed a pre-trip within the last 12 hours, they'll get a prompt. If the same driver and the same tractor has completed the pre-trip in the last 12 hours, we've made it really easy for them to pre-fill the tractor section. These pre and post-trip inspections are fully customizable through this form tools menu here. If you want to add, subtract, delete, rework anything for any of these forms, pre-trip, post-trip, we've got an accident report in here, new hire training, different things like that. So those are fully customizable. But yeah, basically we wanted, if a driver's doing multiple drop and hooks in a shift, we wanted to, rather than them have to redo the tractor portion over and over again, we're going to let them pre-fill it. They can come in here and make any changes if they need to, but if not, we're just going to keep going. So I'll take them down here to trailers and dollies. Do that, take our photos, and submit. Okay. So then, on longer team runs where you have drivers swapping out, next driver starts their shift, they submit a new pre-trip, we can keep stacking those up here, no problem. So obviously once they get back and return, they can hit finish trip, and you can see those claim miles now came up to 550. So gives the drivers visibility over their miles. Drivers have visibility over the miles for the week. They also, for driver weeks that the payroll's already been completed for them, they can see how many paid miles they had. If they click this view earnings report, it's going to take them to their earnings report here, give them their miles, give them the breakdown of any incentives, minimums, per diem, and then this is their mileage run terminal to terminal, whatever rates they have, this is what they're getting paid for each trip. So they have all that visibility. Unfortunately, they didn't get fuel at one of our approved fueling locations, so they got a big red X. Obviously, might want to tie some incentives to that as an example. So that's some things we can do here. These are those forms we talked about. Documents. They can see their CDL, med card. They can upload new ones. They can add maintenance invoices, reimbursement receipts. They can view tractor documents all through their app here. On the schedule, they can see what time they're dispatching, what tractor they're in, those kind of things. I think trip history. I think this is the last piece of it here. So you can see the status of these trips, either in progress or finished. If they submitted the trailer information in our examples, then you have that trailer information right here at a glance. Obviously, you can dive into their trip information and do that form. I went through here marking these trips as complete for the drivers if they're not doing it through the app, so that we can come back here and get a better idea of our claimed mileage as a company throughout the current period prior to getting those the settlement statements. We're also getting the mileage from the ELDs. So we're pulling that information live throughout the week so we can monitor, how many physical miles our trucks are getting to be able to, at least roughly what we think our settlements could be. And drivers are coming back behind them and completing the trips for them to get these numbers closer to, having the drivers complete those trips. So we have the most accurate information there. So that gives you a pretty good idea of scheduling features. Obviously, check us out. Let us know what questions you might have, and we will work with you from there. I appreciate it.